Welcome back to the third iteration of the Absolutely Unnecessary podcast. I am Jay Kuhn. With me, as always, Simon Carson. And today we're joined by two of Absolute MMA's finest. We've got Roger Shippen, straight out of the States, and freshly off the boat from Thailand, Coach Sammy Hibberd. What up, boys?
All right, guys.
What's going down, fellas? How's things? Everybody good?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Got a little fight coming up. You guys both got fights coming up, yeah?
Glad you put it closer to your mouth.
Yeah, you gotta get it inside. Get that thing right up in your grill, bro. Get that thing right up in your grill. So, look, before we can go with the podcast today, guys, we got to give a big shout out to Craig Jones and with his big victory. It was 30 seconds this weekend. So he gets 30 seconds on this. 30 seconds of grappling, gets 30 seconds of a shout out.
Yep, so quick finish.
Reverse
triangle, I think he pulled off.
Yeah, did you reverse triangle over there in London?
And I think we had like 4 or 5 other guys.
There's a bunch of grapplers on the weekend, yeah?
So we had the Macau against Imanari over in the Japan thing. Something with a crazy name.
Oh, the ecstasy thing.
Yeah, what was it?
Yeah. The Imanari ecstasy roll. This is not a rave. This is actually a grappling competition.
Both Macau and Sean lost, I think, in overtime.
They
Both did all right. And then Grapple Fest, Jeremy Paul Skinner lost to the guy that just he's been tearing everyone apart.
He's that 16-year-old kid. I saw him on
the one that got to the quarters of the semis in ADCC and he beat someone else massive last week. I can't remember.
Yeah, the kid's been having some massive victories. You know what? To be fair, to come out and beat Jeremy Paul Skinner like that, anybody who kind of follows grappling, that dude is either a serial killer or just one of like the best up and coming grapplers out there. Probably both.
Because he's young, He's like 23, 24, Jeremy, yeah?
Yeah, he's young, right?
Doesn't stop him from having bodies in his backyard.
Yeah.
The kid's mad talented though.
Yeah.
So many of those dudes out at St. Kilda that are fucking really good. And then outside of grappling, just kind of sticking with just the absolute folk, we had on this coming up this weekend on Roots Muay Thai. We're gonna have Jessica Frothy and MK Rube are both gonna be fighting.
I think we need to reshoot that because it did fight. They've already fought.
No, they fought this weekend, dude. They fight coming up.
But fought appears to be the post.
Yeah, fought is what's written, but I know it's actually happening.
Just keep it. Okay, I'll go with their first names, Jess and.
All right, gotcha.
Jess and MK.
So we're going to come back on that, or where are we at, boys?
I like that you guys corrected the fact that fuck things up. You can say fucking hell, Dan. Just keep going. It's all good.
All right, let's just keep rocking. Yeah. So we'll get through all this shit, and then we'll get.
Yeah, I know, because you already brought up the local stuff.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's just roll right through
What
it.
is this poster that you sent me?
Well, so our guy's fighting down there, but Phil Baroni is the one that's.
So first things first. So this is a great intro here. So Sammy is he is the former head coach at Absolute MMA Thailand. This poster popped up because we have a guy on there fighting at Bangla Stadium, which you can give us some background on what Bangla is.
Oh, he's fighting. He's finally fighting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good because he signed up just as I was leaving. He rocked up at the door with like no cash. I was like, okay, hopefully, like I'll fight straight away. So I'm happy they got him booked.
Oh, bless. But the reason I sent Dennis and the guys,
guy there.
Yeah.
the reason I sent Dennis and the guys around this poster is because if you look in the top right corner here, Dennis, I don't know if you can zoom in on that or whatever. The one and only, the baddest ever, the best ever, Phil Baroni, the man who has fought in a sold-out Saitama Super Arena, has fought in the UFC, is fighting at Bangla Boxing Stadium in Patong, Thailand. Oh, how the mighty have fucking fallen! This guy, Phil is a great for a period of time there. This dude was. He was wrecking shop, like in Pride and everything.
Yeah,
he was doing well. How many times has Phil Baroni called you looking for a job?
I know this is all. Yeah, you know. But they still are some of the best ever applications we've received.
Yeah,
Like,
okay. So
I'm a New York badass and I know how to party. I believe it's one of the applicants.
Because I was doing the
I don't
Thailand
like
socials and like Phil Baroni had messaged nearly every 2 weeks just after my job. So.
Like, you don't know shit about fighting. I'm the best ever. All right, just
no disrespect to Phil Baroni. Very good fighter. I hope to see you sometime in Thailand.
And you know what? All bullshit aside, for whoever he's fighting at Bangla, What a fucking name to get on your record, on your Muay Thai record.
For 5,000 baht.
For
first.
5,000.
Yeah.
5,000. Like, yo, hey, man, I fought Phil Baroni in Thailand, knocked him out, made 5,000 baht. People back home like, oh, 5,000 baht, that's a lot of money. Sam, how much is 5,000 baht?
Oh, like $250 in that at the moment.
That's Australian. So that's like $3 American.
On the flip side, the tuk-tuk driver might not know who he is.
Yeah, the tuk-tuk driver might drop his ass.
Bookies will have a field day with that one.
Oh man. Well, all right. So we're gonna before we get into you guys, we're gonna go around the shit around the world. Did you guys catch any of the Bellator or the Deontay Wilder fight or anything this weekend?
Saw the Wilder highlight.
Yeah,
Fucking hell! How is that right hand?
And power.
So
Power
look,
at
I'm going
any
to put
time.
this out there. People for ages have been putting out there that Deontay Wilder isn't the good striker. That he just has like all this unnatural power and shit because he like, you know, when he punches, he's kind of slaps. Look at that. Run that back, Dennis. Watch this fucking right hand though. This man knows how to punch. This is uncorked from the hip, straight down the pipe. Run that back one time. Look at this. And you know, look, he knows he's there. He knew he was there with the walk-off. But the problem with it is, if you watch that fight, Ortiz was up 6 rounds.
Yeah.
Ortiz was in his ass. Wilder took forever to try. Did you watch it?
Nah, I only saw the update, so.
But I mean, I was watching at the pub, of course, and well, Ortiz was just, I mean, he was walking him down, jabbing him. He was going hard to the body, and Wilder was just kind of sitting there, just like not really doing much. It was a slow start. His brother got KO'd earlier in the card, so on the same card his brother had fought and was knocked out in the 4th round. And I was actually sitting there at the bar wondering. I was like, is this affecting him? Is he going crazy? But clearly that man gives 0 fucks because he uncorked that long dick on Ortiz's face and just put that son of a bitch into next fucking year. That guy. He sat up and looked like a Ninja Turtle. Didn't know what had happened. Come up out of the manhole in New York. Just.
His walkout robes are getting more and more extravagant every fight, aren't they?
Oh my God, they're so good. Can you pull up his walkout thing? That is the most Voltron looking.
He looked like the White Power Ranger crossed with
like a Skeletor from some Master of the Universe. Look at this, right? He's gonna pull up there. No, that's not even the one.
Nah, it's got like way
down,
more
left
extravagant
corner,
there.
down. Yeah, that's it right there.
Maybe
Scroll back up.
Recent.
There it is. That guy right there. That? Look at that. Look at this wild son of a bitch.
Ah, there it is. Yeah.
He just does not. The man gives 0 fucks. I will say that about him. 0. But you know what? The interesting thing though is, you know, everybody, like I was saying, everybody's been saying that he's not a great boxer. Stylistically, he's not. He's very strong and athletic, and he wasn't on that level of like Anthony Joshua or a Ruiz. Yeah. And up until last night, I might have agreed with that and just said, this son of a bitch is he can just crack.
Yeah.
But I mean,
he did just crack.
He did just crack, but I mean it was a crisp crack.
Yeah.
But that's heavyweights too, though, isn't it? Like you do have to respect one.
Yeah, and you know, he had the great quote that said, "You have to be perfect for 12 rounds. I have to be perfect for 12 seconds." Yeah. And if that's not true as hell when it comes to heavyweight fights, I don't know what is. So they said the next fight for him is going to be the Tyson Fury scrap. Did you guys watch the first one of that? The Fury Wilder fight, where Fury stood up like the goddamn Undertaker on WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well, he's floating around in WWE too. Yeah, Fury just wrestled in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, he wrestled the Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
He's
dabbling around.
He's dabbling. He's trying to get that McGregor money.
Yeah, he was
talking to the mic.
Darren Till as well. Yeah.
Did you guys see the footage of him training with Darren Till?
Yeah.
Did you see that, Simon?
No. Oh yeah, I did see the Darren Till. Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to disagree with you.
It wasn't that bad.
For a boxer, it wasn't that bad. Throwing elbows and knees and actually like angling fairly well. Here, just look at this right here. I reckon
I just don't understand that because what sort of paydays would Fury be getting in boxing? Like,
big,
massive, big, so much bigger than
talking to Mike, Simon. He'd have big buku bucks coming, but I mean, at the end of the day, I reckon a lot of it comes from these guys. They want to prove that they're the best in the world. These guys are top level competitors. I mean, look at it. Look at him right here, angling off. You can't do that in boxing. Look at that knee. That is a 6'8", 315-pound man throwing knees.
Do you just give him someone like Ngannou and
or
say, all right, guys,
Derek
no
Lewis,
takedowns
and just
off you
like,
go. Derek
let's
Lewis,
see what happens. You know, it'd be interesting though. I think a lot of these boxers they want the notoriety and things that they would come with fighting.
Look how big he is.
Look, just look at the size. Look at that ankle though. Oh, sprawl, Tyson Fury. He's tired now. But like, I reckon a lot of these boxers though they want the fame and that crossover notoriety that would come with fighting in MMA. But I truly think they don't understand how shit their pay would be compared to what they're making now.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys reckon? I mean, we've all been around the fight game. Like, Raj, how long you been fighting?
Since like 2005, 2006.
I mean, I don't even do math. That's a long time.
A while.
So, how long you been in it?
Yeah, like 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simon, you've been around the game for ages, so
I'm only not
you're old as fuck. I mean,
yeah.
Simon's old as hell, and you know, because I've been in it for a while as well. What is the biggest payday you guys have heard of? And it's not these reported paydays. We all know money gets made other ways, but like nobody's making anything near what these boxers
Not
are
like
making.
the boxers, no.
No, like the biggest
Nowhere
paydays
close.
I've heard of coming out of Japan that nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah.
And it's just wild shit over there. But like these guys coming over from boxing, they're not gonna go. Like the prime example, Masvidal made $2 to $3 million for that fight, reported. Canelo made $35 million on the same night.
What were the rate? What had more viewership?
See, and that's the thing, because wasn't Canelo was on
The
that
UFC was a better draw though.
so UFC was a better
Yeah.
draw
Because they started the boxing late because they were waiting for the UFC. Yeah.
And that's the interesting thing with boxing now. So much of it's gone over to that DAZN or DAZN, however the hell you say it.
Yeah.
I know what you're
The,
talking about.
the-
The
that
subscription.
pay-per-view,
Yeah.
Right, and then so I think I don't know, and Bellator's on the same one. That'll get us back over to Bellator. Bellator's on that same shit, and like I find it difficult to watch Bellator living in Australia. You
Yeah,
can't-
living
you can't-
here,
real
it's
hard, yeah.
You can't fucking find it over here. And so going into that, Bellator London 2 this weekend, headlined by the king of can crushers himself, MVP. Fought this guy who was what? This guy was 3-1 or something like that. I think it's 2-1. Excuse me. How does this happen? So look, I mean, we'll show the fight right here. This is the highlight. Guy goes to throw a kick, eats the overhand right, and is just put to sleep. But like, there is a massive style. And look at MVP. Like, cool, bro. You're gonna stand there and act like a dick. That didn't happen when you fought Lima, did it? I mean, like, my thing with Bellator is I really appreciate what they're doing on a lot of levels. But at the same time, like, you can't build this guy up. Like,
Devalues the product. You're trying to
Sam
view it
Hibberd-
as an alternative, but then you devalue the product. Yeah.
1,000%, bro.
Yeah.
1,000%. Like you want to say that you are a top tier organization as well, but then you're going to put together fights with fucking guys. What is MVP now? What is his record? He was just
20 odd fights.
20 odd fights, right? Against a guy that's 3-1. You know, and then you're going to put them on the same level and have them headline a card. I mean, Sam, you hit the nail on the head with that one. It brings down the value of that product.
How would you compare Bellator to one?
And
what they're both trying to be.
Well, see, but I think one stitches people up. 16 and 1. Yeah.
So think about that. 16-1 versus a 3-1. That is not that doesn't get cleared on 90% of the commissions around the world.
Actually, everything gets cleared these days. Is that?
13 and 5.
Oh, so I'm
okay.
sitting here calling him 13-1.
Yeah, okay, okay, he's coming okay, that's actually a pretty fair matchup. 13 and 4 before.
But Will a win over Will Chop as well.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's really out there getting like.
Bellator debut, 1-2 in the last 3
Look,
years.
nothing against Will.
Chope's tough. But
No,
it's
look,
different.
nothing against Will Chope, but the thing I can always tell about Will, if you're fighting Will Chope, you're not fighting on big shows because Will is fighting every other weekend. Shout out to Will to kill Chope. This dude is
He's doing a lot of bare knuckle too now,
Dude,
isn't
the
he?
kid
And
is-
gets away.
He's a
and-
savage. Yeah,
He's
for
tough,
for people who don't know who we're talking about, he's an American living in Thailand, up in Isan. Actually, he's in Phuket now, but just the kid fights literally every
He's had
other
well
week.
more than 100 fights already.
Well over 100 fights.
Yeah, yeah.
Muay
He was
Thai,
at the UFC
K1,
as well,
kickboxing. He had one fight in the UFC, fought Max Holloway.
didn't he?
Got fight of the year.
Yeah, fought Max Holloway. Then Simon just hit the nail on the head with this one as well. Kid might not be there athletically, technically, but if you were going to grade guys on a tough as fuck scale,
Yeah, he's.
there is like you wouldn't want to put your you get those young kids in the gym like Sam, you coach, Raj, you coach here, like those guys that like they got the talent, And like,
Yeah.
but you're a little worried about like
Yeah.
if they're gonna melt under
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah,
You don't put him against a will choke.
He'll test you.
'Cause
Yeah,
he
yeah.
Will,
He don't break.
He will
He
let
keeps
you
going.
get tired beating the shit out of him and then catch him in some
Yeah.
inverted triangle or some shit.
Gareth style.
Oh man, yeah. So then anyway, continuing down upcoming fights before we get into these interviews with these boys, we are all over the map today, people. So Overeem versus Rozenstruik. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name properly. Overeem, this guy at one point was the lineal champion of MMA. He was the Dream, Strikeforce, and K1 champ. The only one he never really kind of brought in there was the UFC belt.
Yeah.
He was originally slated to fight a good friend of mine, Walt Harris, longtime training partner of mine. Walt's, unfortunately, massive thing with him and his family. His daughter has been missing for about a month now. They have arrested someone, and hopefully things are moving towards finding Anaya, who is his daughter. It's a real shit scenario there. Just want to put a big shout out to Walt, let him know, we're with him out here in Australia. Fight fans all around the world are with you. But anyway, with Walt having to pull out of that fight to deal with his family stuff, they've put in this Rozenstruik guy who knocked the living dog shit out of Andrei Arlovski in about 29 seconds, it says there. Dennis, good looking, putting the actual numbers up. Joe got me over here to spin. But look, this guy is a kickboxer out of Suriname. And whenever I talk about kickboxers from Suriname, the first name that comes to mind is Tyrone Spong.
Yep.
You guys know Spong, I'm sure. He's a fucking absolute animal. And this guy is kind of cut in the same vein. That'll be an interesting fight. What do you guys think on with Overeem these days?
Where's the card?
Card's DC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in Washington D.C.
So it's obviously just a fight night, isn't it?
It's a fight night. Yeah, it's not a massive one.
Oh, Ryan Hall's on the same card too, I think.
Is he?
Yeah.
Ryan Hall's an interesting.
Cynthia, is it?
I
Because
didn't.
when we met him in Thailand, he was getting ready for DC.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't
Well,
go
the last
through.
email I had from him, he wasn't gonna. He was fighting in Feb, but maybe.
Oh,
that's-
okay, maybe it's changed.
Maybe it's the next one.
Was Ryan Hall training with you boys over there?
Yeah, we had him for a week. He'd just come in on a family holiday,
Fucking
and
A. How'd that go? Did you grapple with him?
oh yeah, it was great. We got working every morning, every night.
Bless.
So there was a really small group of us, and the
Bless.
dude's just a wizard. You just got to sit there and listen to him talk, and
Yeah.
you'll just learn and just
God,
a very unique perspective.
Yeah, just
On
on
everything.
the game in general.
Everything,
Yeah.
yeah.
I still can't believe when he came out and fought BJ and just out BJ and BJ.
Yeah.
Holy
No, his
shit.
entry on that hill
His
was
entry.
sick. Yeah.
Because he hits those Imanari rolls coming in, yeah?
Yeah, it was a variation on him. I roll slightly different.
Yeah.
Way sort of caught the leg.
Well, you know what? We'll take that with the Ryan Hall, and we'll let's run right into fucking Sam. Sam, my man. So you were out here in Oz.
Yeah. I've been around Absolute for a while, so I started working again end of 2017. So back around the Melbourne scene for probably about 15 months, and then the opportunity popped up to go over to Thailand for a bit, and off we went.
Off
So-
we went out to Phuket.
Yeah.
What'd you think when you got out there, bro?
Look, it was chaos for me because I hadn't spent a hell of a lot in time in Asia as it was. So
Right.
it was sort of like a lot of fighters, they've been through Asia.
Yeah.
So they know it pretty well. Like you guys know Phuket quite well.
Yeah.
For me,
I know
like-
well enough not to live there anymore.
So for me, it was like dealing with that as well as the same time as setting up the gym. So
Right.
it was just chaos, yeah.
So the gym is down in Rawai.
Rawai,
correct?
yeah.
So it's in South Thailand, down in Phuket, and then Rawai is kind of away from like where like your Tiger Muay Thais and your
Probably about
AKs
20
are about 20
20
away.
minutes,
It's
yeah.
fucking
Now that the circle's that road works,
way
is
better
fixed,
now.
It's like 10
Yeah.
minutes now.
So the-
could be an hour to go that
what
far.
these boys are talking about, there was a road that used to go from Rawai and Naiharn, which are the beachy areas, up to where like the other fighting camps are up there. And this road was called Chalong. And what was the road distance wise?
So it was door to door, about 6 kilometers,
6 kilometers.
5.6.
That could
And
go ahead.
on a bad day, especially if you're in a car, an hour and a half
Yeah, easy.
to go. And so you're thinking like Island Life or like,
Nah, bro, that's Manhattan traffic.
And then on a scooter it'd be a bit quicker. But that road work, I remember they said, I think 12 months to finish or something was what I heard. And it was, I think it was there when I started going to Thailand about 5 years ago, and it literally just got fixed. Within
quite
the
good
last
now.
few months,
It finished
it's good
out
now.
for
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a bypass tunnel underneath.
So
it.
what? So for both, like this Simon, this Thailand project was kind of your baby going into it. Yeah. What made you decide to go ahead and get out there? And
God, what I don't know what I was saying.
we all do dumb shit when we're fucked up.
As soon as I got there, as soon as he dropped me off for the job, he gives me the keys and he goes, "Your problem now." And runs off and gets on a plane.
Not exactly how it happened, but so look, to be honest, I used to go over to, so I had gone and trained at Tiger and at Top Team, and then look, some of the training there was really good, some not so good. Obviously,
holes, yeah.
Yeah, definitely holes. So I stupidly thought, oh, I can do this better. Look, obviously Tiger's massive. So it's definitely numbers. I mean, you were part of the Tiger fight team for a long time.
Tiger's become a factory though. It's a tourist factory that now is using its money to
get more
to bring in more fighters, but they're still kind of, there's not like a good vibe there. Like the tight group is good, but like there's not like the vibe. Like, and I'm not just blowing smoke up Absolute's ass here, but like at the gym here in Collingwood, like that's the only one I really go to because I can't be bothered going to St. Kilda. I'll go to CBD occasionally, but like there's a good vibe here. Like everybody's brother, everybody's there to help each other out and shit.
Yeah.
Whereas at Tiger and shit and those big, especially fucking PTT, they can shove it up their ass as far as I'm concerned. There's not gauntlet's been thrown down, Boyd. Come get some. There's not a good vibe there, and like I reckon, like if you got out there and you get kind of the same vibe in Thailand, it'd be so cool.
Yeah, so I think, look, there's a couple of things. So when I went to Tiger, I mean, literally twice got into fights in the car park, like from sparring where people got angry, and you're like, what the
brother?
fuck?
You looking me the wrong way, brother.
Look, I had someone try jump. I had some like. I won't go through the stories, but some funny
Simon,
experience.
tell the story, bro. Come on.
We don't. Russians don't really like kicking the balls, apparently.
Oh.
So that had a couple of interesting experiences there. So that kind of sort of shaped how I saw things. But I think the big thing is that the biggest difference training at those places is that when we train here, we know each other. We train together all the time. I don't want to hurt Sam. I don't want to hurt you. And I actually look after the training partners. When you go there and you're there for 2 weeks and you just train with people, you don't give, like, people at best are indifferent if they hurt you or don't give a fuck. Some people like it like it's a notch on their belt.
Well, some people I feel like they're looking to get cred, or they think they're going to get signed by the UFC by fucking tapping you out in training.
Yeah, so there is a different level of intensity,
Stupidity.
in some of the sort of sessions there. Dan's like making weird hand gestures to me, so I don't know.
Speaking to the mic.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys,
I think that's probably the biggest thing. So, look, obviously in Thailand, we wanted to get a fairly big, like, live-in fight team that all trained together. And then you had a really core group that would set the culture. So when new people came in, they went, hey, this is the way they do it here. And if you got someone in that came in trying to murder people, we could sort of go, hey, it's not the place for you.
But that was also like why when Ryan Hall does come in on a family holiday for a week, he goes, oh, here's 4 or 5 guys all my weight that aren't going to go out and try.
They're not going to try and make their bones
kill
off
me.
subbing
And
Ryan
like
Hall.
everybody gets the most out of that week.
That's fucking beautiful, yeah.
But so I suppose we can probably roll in then to, I suppose, what the fight team was like and the events and everything that sort of happened there. And
So when did you take over, Sam, as the...
So I got there start of January, pretty much. So start of January this year.
Okay.
And I just got back, so mid-November. So I did, basically 11 months.
11 months in Thailand.
Just sort of stayed over
How'd
there.
that go, bro?
Yeah, it was between fighting chickens and
one of the trainers there does run like
Runs a cockfighting ring?
Yeah, runs a cockfighting thing, and there's a lot.
Guys, it's perfectly legal in Thailand, so don't go getting up in arms over it.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal there.
Well, I was very lucky because I had 2 perspectives on things. So, I got to, because I was managing the gym, I got the perspective of running a business and a workforce in Thailand and trying to implement structures that we have here.
Was that like trying to put the Western kind of ideals on the Thai trainers and shit? How did that go down?
That was the chaos bit. So, look, how do I put it? You're dealing with a lot of ex-fighters, like ex-superstars. So, like, the trainers especially.
Because the trainers are excellent peony guys. They're
they're
ex-killers.
especially Tip. But, like, so, like, if the dude wants to go fishing, he's just going to ghost you and go fishing. You know what I mean?
Hey, no class today, no problem.
Yeah, so like I'll be sitting there ready to start class, and I'll see Tit cruise past on his scooter with his fishing rods. I'm like, oh, well, I guess he's not working today. Yeah, so like just little things like that. But yeah, no, it was good.
And so you had how many guys did you have there? Full, like not in and out guys, but full time cats. How many?
Cool. So there was a few with the kickboxing crew. So they had their core group of 4 or 5, and then we were there with the MMA.
Yeah.
So we had myself, Jack Jenkins, Ryan Gillette come across, Joshy Grove. He's another absolute boy that was there. He's still there now. He's loving it. And we had Sai as well, which obviously we'll probably talk about a little bit later and try to get some funds up for him. But we had Addy, another amateur from here, Sovan as well.
Is Addy the big Lithuanian or what Bosnian kid? When I first got out here.
Plus we had a heap of Collingwood boys come over too, like was over for a couple of weeks.
He trained once.
I'd love
to get the stories out of that.
I'd always say, he's probably not going to love me telling this, but I'm like, how's training going? And I'd get like just a picture of back of some naked person. I'm like,
just hasn't left Bangalore Road for fucking 8 days.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's a dude. But always shot from the back.
You same, no problem. So how many guys on the squad over there, at least on the MMA side, was it? Could you keep them active in MMA, or was it hard being in Southeast Asia?
Different over there, but we were more looking towards shows back here because there was Eternal on the Gold Coast and things like that. Plus whatever sort of popped up while we were over there.
Thailand for MMA.
Yeah, it's not.
It's rough over there. Like when I lived there, it's for guys that are fighting it. Like, because if you're fighting in Thailand, if you're not fighting on the international scene, if you're more of a regional level guy. It's
tough, yeah.
It's tough.
It's tough, and it's. Look, my experience is it's really small paydays, like really small paydays, and also
against some really tough dudes as well.
Against some really tough dudes.
What is that TFC? Or the TP?
I mean, there's 5 and 10,000 baht being offered, so 215, 500, and you're fighting guys with 20 fights and in MMA and maybe 20 or 30 kickboxing. Like they're not, and the guys that are there normally training like full time, and they'll just take something just to stay active, and so they don't have to travel.
Like the scene's different over there too. Like there's so many different rule sets. Like for instance, like you're fighting with soccer kicks. There's guys getting ready for that. There's that Trinity where like there's 1 round, 3 rounds fight. The first round's Muay Thai.
Yeah, but that's like that's like it goes boxing, Muay Thai, MMA, and then
MMA, yeah.
But this is a big but with that one, so I don't want to sort of shit on it. But
shit away.
You can't have pro MMA fight. So like the people that might be ready to do it, like say you and Jack, or if you have had a pro MMA fight, you're ineligible, right?
Yeah, because it'd be
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Well, but if you've had 300 pro Thai boxing fights, that's legal. Or 80 pro boxing fights.
Right.
And you've still got, and I sort of got told, but you're blue belt amateur. If he gets like in a 3rd round, he's going to dominate the MMA. And I'm like, he's got to do 2 rounds first of Muay Thai against someone with 300 fights. And you're like, fuck. So for the MMA guys, the true MMA guys, it doesn't really... Because you don't even get to MMA for the 3rd round. So you got to go 2 rounds against someone that, as an amateur, against someone with 300 fights.
So you can get
because I almost had all these guys match, and they're like, and then I was like, hang on, this guy's like had fucking 200 fights, and they're like, yeah, but no MMA. I'm like,
they don't.
No worries.
I think that's a weird thing.
Because I was going to get Josh Grove. And that was when I looked, and because and I thought,
he actually sort of suits that rule set, yeah.
Bit more now, but go back 6 months. His striking's improved a lot.
It's a weird thing I noticed when I was in there with the Thai culture too, that they because I think they have so many fights as young kids and everything, they'll have 300 fights or whatever. But then when they're going over to MMA, they see themselves as see themselves back at the bottom of the barrel, and they think it's okay to be going against guys coming up from Australia or from England that have had an amateur fight. Like, no, we same level. Like, no, bro, you have had 400 fights, half of them in Lumpini. You are a champ. Like, no, but me no grapple. No wrestle, no care.
As a Westerner, you're just not going to compete with those guys that have done it since they've crawled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In the striking.
Yeah.
So, but, I mean, it's... look, sometimes, too, like 200 fights over there could be nearly all as a junior. And
they can all be before they're 15.
Yeah, and they're not all killers at 200 fights. You know what I mean? So like some
100%. They're not all a tits or Sanchez.
Win loss doesn't mean as much over there. They more look at quantity of fights. 200 fights, 250, 300.
Did you have any fights over there?
I
Any
did.
Thai-style fights?
I've had 2 over there at Bangla. I got the
You
tuk
still got your cut?
Yeah, I got the scar on there.
Hang on. Who all in this room has some Bangla scars? I got some. You got some.
So I remember.
My balls have like got scarred. I got like fucking ball shot like 6 times.
I remember my first one over. It was the same week as Craig Camp. We both fought.
Yeah.
And the trainers before are like, okay, first 2 rounds, slow, build into it. And the guy opens with a Superman elbow. Just cuts my head straight open.
So this guy jumped really high for a 67-year-old man. Like
Yeah,
just
Just leaving that bit out on purpose.
I won't let that go.
Discrediting the win.
But that dude fight. I've seen him. That guy fight for like because when he had guys on different nights, we had some on Bangla and some Batong Boxing Stadium, and I saw this guy fight on every night. This guy I think's had 500 or 600
Just
fights.
banging around, beating up tourists. And
Well,
Or not
to
beating.
look, to my honest, this guy, his modus
He was
operandi
pretty
is
keen to, yeah.
like he throws down for 90 seconds
Right,
and then like
Meh.
and then it's like,
I love those fights over there where they'll come out and if you give them a little
get a
bit,
sniff.
if they get a sniff, they're throwing down. And these dudes, that like they were just saying, these dudes they've had 400 fights, so they can fucking fight. But if you come out and you throw a hard shot, they said, nah, I got to ride my tuk-tuk tomorrow.
Well, that's what happened because I fought one guy start of the year, and he fell over first round, fell over. So I was getting real shitty because I was there for a fight, and so we matched another guy up with him the next week. So we've seen him, we know he's high, but you got a sniff, and they think they can get out of there first round. They're gonna go.
I fought the head trainer or the Muay Thai trainer from from ATT Thailand. Now I got a little bit of weight on it. It
doesn't matter over there though, does it?
This old bitch has 500 fights. Won the fucking MX belt. Won the Max Grand Prix. He knows Muay Thai. This is my
60
first,
boxing fights as well. Yeah,
and this is my first ever Muay Thai fight. And I'm fighting a tit, and I walk out there, and all the guys from Tiger are like, "Oh, Jake, you're gonna need to fight. This guy's good." I'm like, "What?" I thought I was getting a tuk-tuk driver. They said, "Nah, this dude ain't a tuk-tuk." He'd just beaten Joe. Had just beaten Semper from Tiger. Like was smashing guys. Luckily, I knocked him out with my big ass. But that was the only thing to say. But I still have on this eye. I still have 13 stitches. Thanks to a tits up elbow. Right? So you never know what you're gonna get. Roger, when you were over there, did you ever did you fight any Muay Thai?
I actually fought one of the guys that Joe fought.
Yeah.
Heavyweight Joe. Yeah, I actually fought him and it was a fucking scrap. Like he did not fall at all.
Just
Not-
didn't
not-
took
to
me to
the fourth round. Fourth round, I ended up getting a knockout, but before then, it fucking cut my ear, fucking split my shin open. It was a fucking rough night.
It's
for
not.
$200.
They don't stitch you up the most sanitary. Like, they like you chilling out the back straight after the fight.
Yeah.
Lay
Yeah.
down
I
and
after
I remember being a bitch. It's like, yeah, you got lidocaine. Oh no, lidocaine hurt more.
and but they don't bother cleaning. They just give you antibiotics.
Yeah, there you go.
And
It'll
the
get infected
And
anyway.
the shit like first generation shitty antibiotics too. Not the good stuff we get here.
So you were the head MMA coach there up until recently.
Yeah. Khan Offley's there now.
Khan is there
running
now.
with the team, which it'll be really good for it.
Genghis Khan. So what are the good fighters to look for coming out over there right now? What was the scene?
Sorry, go again.
What are the good fighters on the team over there right now for?
Oh well, it was
the
good
MMA
because
side?
we were all around the same weight class.
Okay.
So we were all around featherweight, bantamweight.
Tiny
So it
little
was
shits.
it was great. Look, I had Jack Jenkins there myself, and like he was
Jack fights out here as well, right?
Yeah.
He was good. He would have been on this HEX FS at his brother's wedding.
Okay.
Yeah, and so like he was a real tough round for me. Like that was but no, it was good. So we just tried to train smart. Everybody was there, to get the most out of the situation, and like everybody was training a lot, sort of
good, man.
5-6 hours a day. So we just tried to train smart, like a lot on the fence and a lot on the ground, a lot of scrambling. We just had a good group going.
There's a full, if I remember right, because I went down and took a look at it. There's a full cage there, full ring.
Yeah.
Full. So you got the whole set. You got the whole shebang. So you can,
Oh yeah, it was good. Well, the cage out there. How big's the cage?
5 meters.
5 meters. So one step forward.
It's like 20 yards,
one
bro.
step back, and it's on. So it was really, really good training in that. I actually really liked the little cage because
When you've got only a small crew, it's okay. Like,
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
do it
100%.
here.
Yeah.
But for sparring, like as a pair to sparring, it's really good because it
Oh,
forces,
it was
yeah.
chaos.
Forces
yeah.
the fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than like you got the UFC size cage out here at Collingwood.
Oh, it feels so big.
And it's you get in there, it's like I could fight an entire round in here and never once have my back to the fence.
Yeah.
Which for people who don't like to wrestle, like yours truly, that is phenomenal. But, so I want to touch this with kid gloves a little bit. There's a guy training up there. I'll kind of let you guys run with this one.
Yeah, I can probably.
We had a real. Go ahead. I mean,
Yeah, look, obviously, one of the things that probably changed
to
the
the
whole,
Yeah.
the whole sort of feeling with the team and everything was obviously the incident with Sai. So, for those that don't know, Sai is still in a coma in Bangkok. So he was in a Thai fight in Bangkok on a. He was actually fighting on a EWD, like a Chinese promotion.
Yeah.
Like originally it was supposed to be kickboxing, but it got moved out of Shenzhen because of the civil unrest in Hong Kong, and then got moved to Bangkok. Got stopped with a cut in the fight, but collapsed
After it, yeah.
After the fight, I was actually in Bangkok visiting like a factory for Thai boxing stuff, and then was coming down to watch it, but just got there as he was leaving and off to hospital. So it was obviously a pretty horrible thing, sort of on the. So you were
well, that definitely sort of soured it for the team because it was such a close knit
tight unit
group
over
of
there,
guys when you're training like that in a group of 4 or 5 and all living together. But so that definitely sort of soured the experience a lot more, and it just turned to everybody putting their heads together and just doing what we could do to help the
I mean, a lot of
situation
guys,
for
I
him.
think also, I think that sort of Josh Grove came back soon after Addy left.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
It obviously affected Jack. So I think, to be honest, because I was obviously over there a fair bit and I've still been obviously going back to Bangkok to see Sai as much as I can. But yeah, it definitely changed the vibe of the place. And pretty much I think everyone that was there now, it's sort of going to, I suppose, now turn over now with Khan. And we'll really look to sort of start everything back up next year. But so there is a GoFundMe running for Sai as well. So the Sai situation at the moment is still in a coma, but apparently should be ready to be able to move back to Australia.
He's had a few surgeries and everything.
Yeah.
If people want to donate anything for Sai, I don't know.
Put the link on
So we're going to
we'll
put a link.
We'll put a link. We'll attach it. We'll attach a link to
because we do need to raise a bit more to get him home.
Yeah,
because
guys,
the medical.
We've
the
just
medicals.
pretty much. I don't think we've quite covered the surgeries.
And everybody
yet
who
either.
listens to this podcast and everything, they would realize that MMA is a violent sport and it's very entertaining, and kickboxing, Muay Thai, all that stuff as well. And these guys, everybody in this room included, they're going out there and they're putting at the end of the day, they're putting their life and their livelihood on the line. And guys don't think things that they get. You don't think in the back of your head this can happen sometimes.
Yeah.
And this shit can happen to anybody. And Sai was a great kid. I had the opportunity to spar with him out at Dan's gym out there. Yeah. And, I wish him nothing but the best. But the scenario that he's in right now, the guy can use any help he can get. Yeah. And if you guys have the ability or the want, please get on that GoFundMe and just, fucking $3 helps, man. Anything is good to get. Just get the kid back home so that he can be
back
around,
in the Australian
back in
healthcare
the
system.
Australian-
Once it's that, that's the next hurdle.
The Thai healthcare system is actually pretty good, and apparently the standard care is pretty good, but the communication's been
It was
a
a
massive issue.
Like
we
were
don't
spending
really know.
weeks going up to Bangkok and chilling in the hospital, trying to talk to doctors.
Yeah.
But getting a different answer from one doctor.
We
and then getting
get
a
different
answer in
answers
half
from
hour
different
again.
staff. Like within 1 hour, we've got, and there's been lots of, oh my God, it's got worse. Oh my God, he's better. Reports of him waking up.
I've had friends in the Thai system, and it's very dependent on where you're at and what doctor you're talking to, because the way that the Thais value life. There's no dig on the Thais or on any culture or anything. It's just the way they value life is a bit different. Yeah. They'll say, well, we're going to handle this way, or we do this way. As opposed to where if you're in Oz or you're in NZ or you're in the States, things are taken a bit differently. So anything anybody out there is willing to do to help Sai get back. I know Ben Sassoli, the UFC fighter from Melbourne out here, has a GoFundMe up. We'll put it up on the link on this, guys. And just anything y'all can do, not to take a down drag on this, but I mean, fighters got to support fighters, and people who support the game got to support those guys who put everything on the line for it. So outside of that, Sam, back in Oz, HEX 20 coming up.
Yeah.
Who we got?
We're excited.
going down?
We've got Juan Lazama from Guam.
Guam.
Might have pronounced that wrong. But
Guam?
I think it's one. Just try to get the first dig in.
Guam,
Is
I'm
it
not
Guam?
sure.
What's
Sorry. There. But no, it's good for me. As I said, I come back in September, fought on HEX. I guess that was 19. I don't think there's been one
Yes,
since then.
no.
Yep. Picked up a win against one of his teammates, Jeff Meza, which was good. Second round
we've
sub.
got
That'll
some-
pretty much.
We've got some
Oh.
This is the finish to it. Okay, get off me. So yep, for those just listening, Sam is just dropped in on was that a you got Anaconda there, rolling him through, and 3, 2, 1. Good night.
I just actually want to watch after it because this is why I think his team might want to fight.
Yeah, I know.
That's tight, bro. For those who don't know, Sam has got a phenomenal submission game. He's I've been watching him train since
So
he's
what are
been
you
back.
saying here, Sam, and why?
I can't remember. No, it was actually good because we had the Lachlan Giles camp in Thailand.
Yeah.
So I was lucky enough to actually get to do a week of that, and Lockie was showing a lot of variations on the head arm and things like that. So
Right.
that just implemented straight into the
So-
game, like hooking the arm
By Lockie,
with the
you mean
hamstring
LaShawn?
curl. But no, it was good just to get back because I had a rough end to 2018. I had a split decision loss to Diego, and then I just lost my shit against Tobin. So
Yeah.
that one still
So-
haunts the soul a little bit. But getting ready to go for the next one and hopefully make
So
this 3 wins in a row on HEX.
And your
So-
opponent's coming off a decision win up in Pancrase in
Pancrase,
Japan.
yeah.
So that's good. What are you expecting? Anything different from him, or are you just expecting?
From what I can see, I think he likes to. He'll want to be the clean
Crisper
in and out.
Try to be the
kickboxer.
fancy, pretty son of a bitch.
Yeah. But that's cool. But you've got to. I'm gonna throw a lot of different looks at you, so we'll see how.
Look,
that
mate,
goes.
I will tell you this right away. I was watching you and Rogers train today. I've been watching since he's been back. I feel like I'm glad that I fight at 93 kilos and I don't have to deal with you tricky little bastards in there throwing all this spinny, fucking technical things. But I reckon it's gonna be a real good fight. All right, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Call your shot. What do you call him?
I'll catch him coming in.
Catch him coming in.
Catch him coming in, or I'll get his neck again.
My man, that's what I like to hear, brother. That is what I like to hear. You heard it here. He is catching this son of a bitch coming in.
It finishes. It gets finished. It won't go to a decision.
Not decision.
It'll get
Good.
finished, yeah.
Good. Roger.
Yes.
Roger Shippen.
Yes. So be quiet. Yes.
The quietest I've ever heard Roger
And I
Shippen.
know he's
I'm
like
not
stab.
Yeah, I'm not a mic guy, no podcast. I just
I'm
kind
trying
of
to
get
like
shot.
I have my intro.
I was waiting for Simon to be like, "Oh, so you're getting pegged?" I was like,
Now you just
I was
took
ready
away.
I knew it was coming. That's why I was
You ready
like,
for it,
fuck.
Raja? So, because you did come from sort of like fairly tough upbringing, like pretty much. So.
A little bit of a mix. Like, I mean, I was raised by my grandparents back
Yeah.
home, and like where we are from, it's not super rough. But I just decided to be a knucklehead and go run with my cousins and kind of do some of the things not too smart.
Yeah.
But changed it all around.
So sort of like 10 or 12 years ago, you sort of got into it because for
Yeah,
money,
so I got into fighting. If I'm being 100% honest, I got in trouble when I was young. And I'm not going to let you fucking say shit. Motherfucker, I already know where you're going with that. Because I didn't want to get raped when I went to jail. I already knew you were
What's
going to
that?
say some shit like that. I got into it a little bit ago. Well, not a little bit ago, but I got into it when I was younger. I got in some trouble and ended up... can I talk about that shit? Will
Fuck
that
yeah,
come back
bro.
to my visa?
No, you're straight.
Like,
Your visa's clear.
we'll edit that part out. Because
So
I'm like,
let us like
Look.
So before you knew you liked being pegged.
fuck off. You big
So,
bitch.
no, you started to want to defend yourself because you're worried about going to jail and you didn't want to get raped.
Question though. Real question, not a podcast question. They can't look at this and do my
Nah,
fucking
Hubby,
my
you're
visa
straight.
before. All right, man.
You're straight. You're already
already
there.
got-
My next one that I'm trying to get. You know what I
I'm
mean?
going to pause button all this because we do have an audience. Look, for people who don't know who Raj is, Simon and I are sitting here giving him a heap of shit because he's a fucking different kind of cat. But check out this highlight from his first fight up in Battlefield in Korea. Look at like this. For those who are just listening, I hope that you're not because you're missing out on what is it is a true like ballet in motion when it comes to striking. The kid knows what he's doing. He may be a dipshit, but then some bitch
ain't
can
that bad.
fight.
Yeah.
Flat out can't
Raja
fight.
has got some of the
Look, I mean,
cleanest
that
striking.
is one of the cleanest spinning elbows I've ever seen.
I remember watching this highlight and being like, fuck fighting that dude. I'm going out of band away.
And then You know, I mean, Raj being an American, of course, I got a little extra back for you out here. You know, me and you got to stick together. You came out here. You were in Australia after this fight. This being the battlefield.
Yeah, so
the first
I
fight?
actually I was training in London, or not London. I was training in Liverpool with Dean Garnett over at Aspire Combat for that fight. And Alan Philpott, who is also now in Sydney.
Right.
That's where I was getting ready for that fight. And then we fought, and then came back to Australia.
So you went from States to
So I
UK.
went from Sydney to the States to like see my grandma, visit home, catch up, and then from the States I went over to Liverpool.
Okay.
And then was training out there with.
What was it like training over there?
It was cool. Dean's a beast. It's just cold. It's really cold, bro.
It's cold and rainy over there, isn't it?
But and then
terrible.
but you're in Thailand before you come back to Australia too.
Yeah, when I met you the second time, that was after this fight.
Okay, all right. Roger, I need you to bring me because I am now confused.
Yeah.
Bring me through the progression of Raja in fighting.
So I just kind of was like a gypsy. So I went. I started with Munoz with Mark.
At Alliance.
No. We had a gym called Rain Training Center.
Oh, back there. Okay,
Yeah,
I remember Rain.
Yeah, so I was out there training with him and Marco Huas. So those were who I was training with.
For those who don't, like, Marco Huas is a legend in, like, just that old school scene. He was Pedro Hizzo's trainer.
Yeah.
Like, there are leg kicks and just ass beatings to be given
that
out.
gym was...
I'm sure you
is
saw
a
some
beast.
vicious
Yes.
green lightings
That
going on
was-
in that gym.
That was where I was originally. I trained with those two gyms. I also started with a guy named Mike Guyman, the Joker. He fought in the UFC as well.
Yeah.
Started with all those boys.
He's the one who spit on Bisbing.
Did he spit on Bismarck?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I never knew him as that. I didn't think he would do that, but so I trained with them. But then I got into fighting and training because I got in trouble when I was younger, and I thought I'm gonna have to go away for a while.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even people were like, oh, I watch UFC, and I was just like, all right, I'm probably gonna go to jail for a while. I want to get out, make a little money, like I had a whole nother plan. It wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna fight for a living, I'm gonna coach for a living, none of that shit. It was just, all right, I'm gonna fucking learn how to fucking scrap a little bit. I'm gonna get out, I'm gonna fight a little bit, make a little cash, and then turn around and flip it.
Right.
Just I'm being honest. That's pretty much.
For those of you in Australia that listen to this, that's also known as the American dream.
Just getting a little hustle, you know what I mean? Like, that's pretty much how I got into fighting. But then I met some good people, and then, like I said, Mark really took me in, Mark took me in, and he really kind of like helped me because my record was backwards. Like I was like,
you were saying earlier.
I was like
yeah?
3-9 and
Hell.
couldn't get like
Can't get a fight at that point.
couldn't get fights because if I showed up, I was tough. Like I beat a guy, I was 1-3
That's
or 1-4.
That's that nightmare spot to be in where you're dangerous, but your record's fucked, so it doesn't do.
No one wants to take that fight.
It doesn't make anything. Yeah, it
Bro,
doesn't do nothing.
I was there even when I was, when my record was a little closer. Where like, it's like, nah, this dude is.
It doesn't make sense for anybody to take.
He's way too dangerous to fight a guy with his record.
Yeah, because I would train. I'd train at gyms and I would train around. And if I showed up, like I'm not gonna lie, I'd be fucked up sometimes. Like if I showed up to practice and I was on, didn't decide to go out that night or do whatever, like. I could show up and I could scrap, but it's a dumb fight to take for $500 with a guy with a backwards record that could show up.
Right, could show up and fucking throw down.
Yeah, so, and then I couldn't, some other things happened with other shows. I'm not going to dabble in too much, but I couldn't fight on those shows. And then a show took me in and I was just fighting. And some people were like, oh, you fought cans, you fought this, you fought that. But I was backwards. I was 3-9 or 3-8 or something like that.
When your record's upside down, you can
take what you get.
You can be forgiven for taking some fights.
You take what you get, and then a lot of the times people will be like, "Oh, you're fighting," but that's because these other guys said no. The promoter has that to back it. You know what I mean? Like people would say no, or one time made the weight, fight was gonna happen, got in a car accident, broke his foot, get to the show, new opponent.
Yeah.
Like I just sold fucking 70 tickets, you know what I mean?
Right.
The promoter fucking, he got me. I'm glad he got me.
Yeah, got your
I
fight.
don't give a fuck who, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This guy fell out, that guy fell out, we fight.
Yeah.
But as soon as I get opportunity, fought Carl Uno, fought Yusin Azia, fought Brian Caraway. Like, you give me the opportunity to fight and you want to pay, we'll fight. But don't think you're gonna come to me all $500.
Yeah, I mean, and kind of going back on what you just said. I mean, Rogers fought, but you said he fought Cal Uno. Cal Uno is a legend in the game. I believe Cal Uno was the first guy to ever have a sponsor by Nike in MMA. Yeah, just so the Dan, my Japanese go-to out here designs a line for Nike, and Cal Uno is a. Yeah, fought for the UFC lightweight title. I mean, this dude is a killer. Then you fought. I mean, since I've known you, you fought Brian Caraway, who is. I mean, at one point was what he was top
3. I think he was
three?
one fight
Top
away
3
from
in
the
UFC,
fight. Because he didn't get cut. He just decided.
He just left. Yeah, he pulled
left,
the power play move.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Roger's definitely fought some tough cuts. And so, what other gyms did you go to after?
So after the thing with Mark, like I said, Mark took me in and kind of helped me get like my path kind of straight.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
What did you do there?
Just help me get clean, like get clean and fuck it, I see it. Get clean.
Hey, bro, we all been there.
And straighten up. Obviously, like I have my own little like battles and demons, which all you guys know because I've fucking ran into it here before waking up at 8 in the morning. Simon, don't fucking drink. Just I got my own shit that I deal with. Certain
Roger,
days,
it's 9:30 in the morning. You're on your second bottle.
Yeah, I'm dealing with
That too, yeah.
At least keep it on. At least
Living in
keep
the
it on
gym
a
roof.
pint before noon,
Hey,
bro.
you know,
Come on.
bro, some coffee and some Jack. It's all good. But now everything's all cleaned up. But yeah, Mark helped me, gave me a job. A lot of times he could have fired me just coming to the gym wilding out, doing dumb shit. Like him and his wife took me in and helped me get straight. And even though I wasn't fighting the best, he would tell me like, "Oh, you got a talent. Like, just don't go out and run amok. Like, come to the gym, do that." And then eventually, it stuck in. Like I said, I still battle with my own shit, but
Part of the game, though, isn't it, man? Like, it's part of the game. Like, I don't reckon, like Sam and Sam Simon, you guys might have a thought on this too. Like, this game ain't made for church boys. It ain't made for people that are running everything right down the straight and narrow. You know, we're not doctors and lawyers in this game. We're not all paying for college. There's a reason in the back of our brains that all of us are fucking doing this shit.
That's the cool thing about it, though.
Fuck
The
yeah.
people you meet, yeah. Like, you put a room of fighters together and anything could happen.
Yeah.
I think there's people. I don't think there's any, in my opinion, not any one type. It can be.
I think it's a mix.
Yeah.
It's a mix. But for me, I mean, some of the shit sucks, but it helps me like when I'm coaching or when I have guys that are more kind of like me.
Yeah.
I can kind of like guide them, and I have the back to be able to guide them because I got backdrop.
Bro, I'll tell you, right? Like, I'm not one to fucking blow smoke, but you're a phenomenal goddamn coach. And it actually took me off guard when I've watched you coach here at
appreciate it.
at Collingwood. Like, I mean, just fucking for a guy that is all over the goddamn map and like can't spell his own fucking name is just. But like, all bullshit aside, man, fucking detail oriented. Like to a point like that I haven't seen since I was, you know, at some of those super gyms where it's the point where it got annoying. But I mean, detail oriented on like the smallest details. And what the thing is like people get upset about that level of detail. They get upset. They think you're being nitpicky. Yeah. But it's like, nah, bro, this is the difference between a win and a loss.
Trying to give you everything so you could be more successful.
And if anybody understands what it takes, the difference between a win and a loss, is this son of a bitch Roger right here. And so, and when it comes to wins and losses, you have clearly been around the goddamn world on it, literally.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
I was going to just say, because you've been taken in as sort of a sparring partner for a few big names like Conor McGregor and TJ.
I got to go to SBG. When I went to SBG, I went in and I was training with the guys, and then I got to work my way up to go to the bigger sparring classes.
How do they have that set? How do they run it there? I've actually always been curious about this.
So how it was when I got there was one of the guys who came to my gym.
The Liverpool side.
No.
Rain.
At Mark's gym, yeah.
Rain, yeah.
I took them in, and one of them was actually Irish. He tends to know Connor and John.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I really want to go train there, blah, 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 blah. And he made it so...
Talk into the mic. I think you might have lost his cord there. No, that thing don't mean shit, bro.
That doesn't matter.
Just put that thing in your mouth.
Good?
Just
put it in. Ease it in.
So I got to go train over with Connor and John. One of the guys we had at our gyms ended up knowing them. And he called and made the thing. And this is why I say people want to like talk shit, give Connor shit sometimes, but the dude's loyal as fuck. He didn't know me from nothing. And because I helped out someone he knew,
right?
He's like, got you covered. Pay for the hotel, got the rooms here set up, went there and trained. John let me train there. He wasn't trying to charge me a bunch. Like everybody tries to say they're about money, but knew I didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
Let me go in there and train. I trained, got invited to do like I guess like you would say the getting ready with him sparring.
Right. Like the private sessions. The
ones that were like
the closed sessions.
Yeah, the ones that were set up, and then did that. Got to spar and got to work with him a couple of times. John, like that detail thing, like he's like that.
Yeah.
Like real on to detail, real structured, real kind of stuff when it comes to coaching. It does pay. know
it pays
what I mean?
it pays massive
off.
dividends, man.
So
what was it like hanging out with Conor, man? Like, because you would have been training over there previous to
it was to the Diaz 2 fight, I believe.
To the second one, okay.
Yeah,
so he was fucking Conor at that point.
Yeah, he was getting it in, and one thing about him, though, I would say, like, off of training res is we sit down, everybody be eating and chilling.
Yeah.
He'll literally stop eating, get up. People come into the gym. Like, they wouldn't lock the door, nothing. Come into the gym, get up, stop eating, take pictures, talk. None of that, like, I'm a superstar, I'm too good for the fan. None of that shit. Like, real down. Like,
yeah.
He's down for his people. I'll give
That's
him that
what's
shit.
up.
You know what I mean? Like, he looked after me, too. Like, I was getting, like, hella skinny and shit because I had no money. So I was like, I eat, like, once a day. And, he was like, oh, you'll eat steaks tonight, eat good. His management called me, and he fucking threw me a little bit of cash I could eat because, like I said, I was eating once a day.
Yeah,
just, like,
yeah.
trying to
line
you
the
know
money
what I
out.
mean?
Because what Ireland is on they're on the pound or the euro.
I don't remember. Fucking, to be honest, I think they're on.
Either way, it's bigger than
It's good
more,
sparring, man.
It's more expensive.
fucking-
What is
I don't
it?
really remember what they're
I
on,
think
to
it
be
switches north and south. Anyway, where I was going with that is it's on the euro.
It's
so
mo-
it's
it's more-
spendy over there.
it's
though.
expensive,
It's,
yeah.
It's more than the US dollar, way
Yeah,
more than the Aussie dollar.
100%. But yeah,
That's-
looked after me real good. Fucking got me, like, we were in a place with, like, me, Dylan, Marquand, and Robbie Hingman.
Okay. So look, you between being at Reign with Jose, or not with Jose, sorry, with Rafael Dos Anjos, the other guys were out there. Everywhere you've been, how do you rate Conor in, like, all seriousness?
Because you've sparred TJ Dillashaw and all
I
those.
sparred TJ, I've sparred. I went and trained in Iceland with Gunnar.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
boys out there.
Gunner's an ace on the
Yeah,
on the
he's
ground, isn't he?
he's slick, you know. I've been to Titans, trained with Brad Pickett and all the boys there. Like, I've been kind of all over. The thing with Conor is his accuracy and comes power. Like,
He does crank that left, doesn't he?
power.
It's not
Yeah,
just
but not
bullshit.
even like we were sparring and moving around. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous. I'm going shit. Like, seeing full fight on TV, you know? We're moving around and he hit me with a left.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not gonna say he didn't even hit me. Probably, I know he didn't hit me as hard as he could. Hit me left. I had 16 ounce, and you feel it.
Yeah.
Like, you feel the shots. You know what I mean?
Right.
He can. He's
Some bitch keeps that wide base, and it's just like everything he throws
Yeah.
is with power, and he does have an understanding of like that weird like
distance, the in and
distance,
out.
and like it's that karate. Like, if you watch him, he's got that wide stance, and you see it more with Gunnar, where it's like a karate almost stance, but with boxing type movement, and it does something. It does something really beautiful for a guy who's trying to land
his
good
movement,
shots.
his angles.
Yeah,
Like, he's right there too. He sees everything coming.
yeah, the guy's another level. Like, people want to sit here and talk shit about him because he likes to fucking do a little bit of blow and fuck some hookers. Like, you know what? The dude is a hell of a fighter, and I will never take anything away from him. He has rocketed the sport that we all fucking know and love to levels that are unprecedented. I mean, everybody talks about, oh, Ronda Rousey did it. Like, fuck that shit, Ronda. You didn't do shit about
But the
shit.
thing with Conor I like is he keeps it real with his people. He helps all his boys out.
Yeah,
Like, he's not like, oh,
he
got
comes
rich,
from
I'm
it.
out. Like,
No, he comes
he
from
takes
it, bro.
care of
Like,
all the boys, you know what I mean? And he doesn't act that too cool shit either. You
Like,
know?
I might have fallen victim to some propaganda, but like, I watched that documentary, The Notorious, and he was living in gyms, being a dirtball, like not a dirtball, but like kind of doing the same thing. Like I mean, I've done, I know you've done. I've lived in 3 different gyms, just trying to make this dream happen. You know, living in the gym, not having shit to eat, but like, people are like, well, you just get a job. It's like, no, man, that's not why I'm here. If you're comfortable and you get a job, it's too easy to fall into that. Whereas if I'm here and this shit sucks every fucking day and I fucking hate it, I'm gonna train that much harder so that I can get out. And when I go into the cage and I finally get my shot to go fight, you know, when I go fight in Battlefield in Korea, or like myself, like I'm fighting New Year's Eve in Japan. Yeah. Better fucking believe that it is gonna take some serious power of whatever God you believe in to try to put me away. Because go fuck yourself. I am not going back to sleeping in a gym again.
See, but
It's
I'm
not
weird.
happening.
Sleeping in the gym, like, I got a good thing, you know what I mean? I got a bed, I got a TV.
Roger loves living in the naughty
But
corner.
that's me, you know what I mean? Like, because I've slept in my car, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
slept, like, I've been like, you know,
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
ass out before. So, like,
I'm sure you
I
have.
come- But
You gotta make money.
I appreciate the shit that I have, you know? Like, even if it's sleeping in a gym, it's fucking you. If you sleep outside when it's cold, sleeping in a gym is a lot
sleeping in
better.
a gym's a hell of a lot better.
You know, like,
You got all those protein shakes downstairs.
bro, got TV, Netflix, fuck, I'm killing it.
I always get weird shit popping up on Netflix now.
Not for me, no.
So back to Conor though. He's got that fight coming up potentially with Cowboy.
Yeah.
What do you reckon that one goes down? He's been out for a minute
with
now.
Cerrone.
Been out for a minute, but still.
Okay, I thought
Cowboy.
you said Caraway again. I was like,
No,
what?
Cowboy.
No, I said Cowboy. This son of a bitch. We speak the same language, Simon.
I'm not sure on that. Yeah.
It's not like he stopped training. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not like you said he's in the gym. He's still fit.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know
you
how
still- do you-
Cerrone's the fight to make, though. Fuck, come on, man.
Really?
They're giving him a fucking.
That's a gimme for, like, Connor.
You still
So
stay in
you think
contact
he
with
gets
him?
past him?
We've had like little things here and there, but
100%.
not like, you know what I mean? I don't try to front. Like, we're not like, oh, hey, bro, how you doing? You know what I mean? But like, he's cool. Like, I've wrote him.
Yeah,
Wrote me back. You know, we've talked. But I talked to Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
He's super cool. Like, he gave me input on that Korean fight.
Okay.
Like, I still have the thing what he said. He was like, get him in the clinch, show him the elbows. Like, exactly how the fight went.
Yeah.
That's how he called it. So we spoke about that.
He's kind of on that next level of like the coaches that go beyond coaches. It seems like the kind of that, you know, the guru-y type coaches, the Zahabis and who's that cat out in John Jones's coach? Why can't I think?
I
of
don't
his
rate
name?
him. Ever since he trolled my internet video, crossing my feet and called me a bitch. Fuck that guy.
So do you reckon Conor goes back to the champ status, or is he just on that money train these days?
Does he get a title shot off if he wins this? Did they
I
put him
reckon.
straight back
What
there?
else do they do with him if he beats Cerrone? Like where do they go? What do they? Does he fight? Does he?
I reckon
does
a
he-
Masvidal.
I reckon
yeah.
the Masvidal fight would be massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be hectic.
Georgie's a big cunt though. Can I say cunt on the show?
That's what I'm trying to watch. Like, I don't know how to get
Yeah, but like George is a big boy. Like, and we saw how he did against Nate when Nate was big. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I don't think Nate was that big, though, to be honest. Like,
you know
that
what I'm
was.
saying? Nate's a big boy.
But, look, everyone's, I don't know. On that, look, I respect Conor. I mean, what he did with Eddie Alvarez was, that's one of the most dominating fights
Straight
I've ever
up
seen.
pieced up the best boxer allegedly in MMA.
but
And pieced his ass up.
But the whole thing about Nate, he jumped and he took the fight at welterweight. It was such short notice for Diaz, and Diaz has always fought like lightweight. You know what I mean? So to say, it's at welterweight, Diaz ain't no welterweight. Like, you know what I mean?
He's not a true welterweight. He's not his brother.
No.
He's not his brother.
Anyway, but yeah, I don't
What
know.
do you so off of your all your history, you've just been going down. Roger, you got a more interesting story than I do. So now, after your last fight was up in Battlefield, up in Korea,
Yeah, Battlefield 2.
and you got paid.
Yeah.
That's good. Roger got paid.
got paid.
Simon got paid.
Simon got
Shout out
paid.
to my American brothers out there still not being paid. Will Brooks and everyone. Fucking Battlefield. What do you got coming up on
Hey,
Hex 20?
don't talk about that. They paid us. Don't talk shit.
What'd you say?
So you got a fight coming up on the same card as Sam coming up.
Yeah.
Who you fighting?
Yeah,
Break it
I'm
down.
fighting,
Tell me.
Michael Barber.
Thanks
Don't
for
go
that.
into
Thanks
too
for
much.
that. Thanks for that one word answer, Raj. You're fighting Michael Barber. All right, what,
I know
what-
he said he wanted to fucking fight. Like he asked for some of the boys, and he asked.
remember
for
you
and
told me
said-
this cat flat out
he
called
was
you
like,
out
he was
though,
like,
yeah?
please give me that fight. Yada yada.
Why? You can talk about it, bruh.
I don't really know necessarily. Like I have my own assumptions. I don't know why.
So you think you're
I
a
guess
bitch?
you think you. I fucking better hope not. ain't no bitch. But I don't know why. I don't know why he hit up the promoter. You know, he wants to fight. He called for it. He's coming off a couple wins.
Good opponent or see the way I'm gonna
Who
be
he fought? Good opponent or
He fought,
No,
he
he fought
fought Beck.
Bexall,
Remember, he was,
the Russian.
okay.
So-
and that was I think he was like luckish to get that decision, in my opinion. So that would be,
I think he was. I think Beck.
Yeah.
Anytime like so, Beckzod, who we're talking about, fought Rogers' upcoming opponent on a previous Hex card, and Beck just Russian super hard and took him down 37 times, and proceeded to let him back up 36 times.
yeah.
And it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in a MMA fight.
Yeah, Beck's only got himself to blame. Like,
Beck's 100%. And Beck,
took the guy down like I don't know how many
Yeah,
times in the first round. Then the second round kept going for stupid. Like then I went.
yeah, Beck, and I would like to think that it was a language barrier or something like that, and it's very well could have been. It wasn't.
Yeah.
But guys out there, listen to your coaches. Anyway, Raja, this guy he has to fight you.
Yeah.
How do you see yourself matching up with him?
Personally, I see myself matching up good. I mean, maybe he thinks because he's a little bit bigger, because the fight at 61, fight's gonna be at 66. Maybe he's banking on that. But I mean, I think I match up fucking real well. Like what he does, I like to do as well, and I think I'm better at it. So
Yeah. Is it do you get like Do you get a little? Does it kind of burn your asshole a little bit when somebody asks to fight you?
Burn my asshole a little bit.
Fuck
Yeah,
but you know what I'm saying? When they call you out specifically,
it makes me
they
mad.
mention your name, like I want to fight Roger Shippen.
Yeah, and when they like, it makes me mad. Obviously, like everybody knows here, I don't sit quiet back. It pisses me off.
You?
Yeah, a little. You know what I mean? Because to me, it's like I know everybody's trying to get paid, trying to get this, but we're not on a platform where we're fucking making a lot of money.
Right.
Call a fight for me. Like, I'm glad because I get the scrap, but to me, it's like I spit in my face. Like, you think you're going to walk over me that easy.
Yeah,
So
that's the thing that took me when you told me that because you told me a couple weeks back, like, yo, this dude called me out, and I was like, wow, that doesn't seem like a good plan.
Yeah, I didn't.
What are you trying to get out of that?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't really understand, you know what I mean? Like, there's other guys that he could have, but obviously he thinks he has something.
Yeah.
That he's going to just
look, mate,
walk it through. So that's you know what I mean. That's on him. But yeah,
look, I think people might underestimate because you're coming off a loss against Caraway in your last fight. But look, you looked good in that fight for what Caraway is. You look good.
Yeah.
And Brian Caraway is capable of making the most dynamic fighters in the world look boring.
Yeah, Caraway
That
had
is his game is to
smothering game point. Like he basically struck with Roger for about 30 seconds and went, I don't want none of this. And then just consistently kept connected, like didn't give it
just
space.
when they just want to belly button fuck you for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
There's not a lot. It's like how many times did you see in the UFC when John Fitch was still around, where he'd fight a dynamic guy, and it's just the most boring pay-per-view you've ever seen in your life because John Fitch is just holding him down. And I feel like Caraway did that to you a bit. And granted, look, there's things we can do. You can
things
do
I could have done to fix it. You know what I mean? I can't like be like, oh, because it's my job to get up and to do things the right way. There's holes that I had in my game that I need to work on. But I mean, I just take that loss as a lesson, as I say, and
just makes you that much more of a bad mother, right?
Yeah,
You fight a guy coming off a loss as well. Like, I wouldn't want to fight you coming off a loss.
Right?
Yeah.
So what how do you see the fight with this cat going down over there at HEX?
I think it's gonna be a scrap. Like, I will give it to old boy. Like, I don't like to fucking like blow smoke. I say like he's tough. Like, take a fucking shot.
Right.
He's an ugly fighter. He goes forward. You get hit, he'll take it. I think it's gonna be a scrap. Like,
It's gonna be a scrap.
I think it's gonna be a fucking like a good fucking war. I don't see him like getting hit and falling over. I don't see him trying to like
not gonna look for
wrestle
an easy way out.
Nah, like he's there to fight. Like, I know that. You know what I mean? I don't take that away.
What if we had to call the shot? What are we calling?
I say we're probably just gonna be trading elbows,
Ooh,
just
he's gonna
back
call
and forth
him
because he likes elbows and knees, and I like elbows and knees. And like I said, he's not no bitch. Like, he's gonna be down to fight. So I see you probably just fucking trading.
Yeah, trading and letting it go.
Yeah, trading and fucking
Letting
letting
them
the cards
fly.
fall. Fuck them.
Letting them fly. What
So-
go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, so if you get through this one, I kind of know the answers to this, but what are you hoping for the next year?
Just to keep consistent with my training. Because I got like my head and shit's like better now. Like, everybody helping me out. Hey Jake, how you doing?
Got you, boo boo.
My head's better now. You know, I'm in a better place mentally, which makes me a more dangerous fighter. Like, I fight better when I'm happy, as weird as that sounds. So I'd like to get this fight, continue to fight, and then obviously, like everybody else, I would really hope to get a shot in the UFC. Just get, stack a couple more wins. I'm ranked about 4, I think, right now in Oz. Get this win, another one. Should be back at 1.
Yeah. It's fucking awesome. And Sam, dude, same thing, man. Don't want to go away from you. Like, after this HEX fight, where is short term, long term? Where do you see yourself? What do you want to do?
Well, same thing. For me now, it's just stacking up fights. This will be I'm actually dropping to bantamweight for this fight to 35. So I've fought at feather all through my career, but I think I'm going to do some damage.
There's a fight at welterweight, wasn't there?
And my first pro fight was at welterweight, yeah. But I think I'm going to do some damage in that division. So if I can do 2 wins this year, debut in the new division, feel that cut, feel good down there. So I think I'm sitting in a pretty good place.
Win 3 then coming up on this one, yeah?
This will be win 2.
Okay, all
win
right.
2, but win 3 on HEX.
So, all right, guys, I'm going to put you on the spot. This time next year, it is right now the 25th of November. Where do we see you boys?
I want to have a place to live in a car.
25th.
Want to move out of the gym.
We're rehashing this combo. Where are we seeing you boys?
I see a few Australian titles, personally. I think you always look to the next thing. So for me, I want to establish myself as one of the bigger the bigger names on the scene, and then
Right.
and maybe start pushing some international fights. So
Yeah.
that's my immediate goal. I think you
Fucking A.
just look at things
Step by
one
step.
step at a time, and that's
100%.
how you progress. So
Raj,
I would like to
2020, baby.
2020. I would like to. Well, I already stopped drinking a lot, so that's a plus. Yeah. No, if we're talking about fighting, I would like
Yeah,
to get a shot. I'd like to get a shot in a bigger organization.
Big
I
org.
think, like I said, as long as I have like all the support like I have here, and my mental is good, I think I'm right there. I
Yeah.
just need to stop like second guessing myself.
100%. That's your biggest.
Yeah,
the biggest barrier is you,
yeah,
not
I'm my
any
own
opponent.
my fucking own worst enemy. You know what I mean? When it comes to fucking shit up, so as long as I can do that, I want to get a shot at a bigger show, whether it be on a short notice call up or actually get like a full range camp, because I think that I could shock a lot of people with the way that I style and the way that I move. Because people look at my record and they don't really kind of respect it sometimes, but when they come in, like I said, if they come in, they train, they fight. You know what I mean?
I agree 1,000%. I look at your record, and between the record I see on paper, on ShareDog, and on Tabology, whatever you want to say, and then the guy I see training in the room, are two vastly different people. And Sammy, I've been nothing but impressed with what I've seen out of you guys. Man. I really am looking forward to watching you guys take the fight and just beating the brakes off of people in HEX this upcoming in the 2 weeks here, whatever it is. Best of luck to both you guys, man. Simon, you got anything you want to?
I suppose just to reiterate. So the tickets for
got
HEX
them
available.
tickets for sale.
So
I need to make some real money.
Get these boys paid.
I need to make some money. Send me some. Come buy some tickets. That's how you do it.
So hit the boys up individually for the tickets. If you're mates with them, support them by buying from them.
We'll put
if you don't know who to pick, just buy them from reception. And the other thing, just another reminder about Size GoFundMe. The link will be there. So please.
So we'll put up links for not only for Size GoFundMe, guys. Definitely, if you got anything. I mean, the holiday season, everything's coming up. Now's the time to like do a little bit of giving if that's your vibe. We'll put up a link for that. We'll put up a link for both Raj's social media, Sammy's social media. They'll both be fighting on HEX 20 along with 3 other guys.
Four. So we got Jack Nicola, Chris Wace's match now as well.
Okay.
Jack Nicola, Chris Wace,
Lukey.
21.
Lukey Catabig, if he's not a fat fuck and Sats doesn't fucking lose.
December 13th.
So the fight is December 13th.
And who's this one? Oh, and Kevin just said. I forgot the second time.
Kevin Matty.
Yeah, there's actually both of them got. So Chris Wace is fighting Sean Gauchi, and then Chris and Kevin for Matt Myers. So there's some big sort of local matches.
Also in the local scene, if anybody's looking for things to do this weekend, we have Lyle straight out of South Africa. He's fighting on the AFC, and Beksad Usmanov.
Little bit fighting.
He's little bit fighting on AFC this Sunday. Guys, that pretty much wraps it up. Simon, you got anything for us? No. Guys, you got any sponsors, any shout outs, anything you guys want to do?
Got anybody?
MA1.
MA1 sitting here. I want to shout out Supplement Warfare. They always be sending me fucking protein and gear. And then my boys back in the UK, Violent Money. And
what does Violent Money get about?
Check out the IS just sent me some gear in the mail. Violent Money, they got a bunch of fucking t-shirts and just fucking fresh ass gear.
Right on, fellas. Well, hey, guys, thanks for being here. Guys that are listening, guys that are watching, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, all the other places, wherever the hell you get your podcasts. We will be here. We'll be back in another fortnight. I'm Jake. This is Simon. And this shit has been, once again, absolutely unnecessary.
Thanks.
Done.
Sweet. Thanks, boys.